Hello everyone. Welcome back to online lecture series on heat transfer. We are continuing our topic of convection part 3, which is hydrodynamic and thermal boundary layer. So we will first do a quick revision of our previous topic and then we will start with our new topic. In our previous lecture, we started with introduction of this chapter, that is, whenever a fluid is flowing above a solid body, then there will be a specific region where velocity gradient is observed, and this region is known as hydrodynamic boundary layer. Then we studied in detail about hydrodynamic boundary layer for flat plate. Here in this figure, as you can see, the yellow region is the region where the velocity of the fluid is equal to the free stream velocity u infinity, and in this region, which is below this yellow part, is the region where boundary layer effects are observed. That is, we can see the velocity gradient present over here due to the shear stresses, and very close to this surface, the velocity is almost zero, and as we move away from this surface, the velocity keeps on increasing, and at this red line it becomes equal to the free stream velocity, or approximately 99% of free stream velocity. And we have already discussed all these important aspects. Then we started with differential equation for hydrodynamic boundary layer. There are two parts in this. First is continuity equation and second is momentum equation. First, flow is, there are few assumptions that we need to make here. First is flow is steady and fluid is incompressible. Fluid viscosity is constant. Shear stress in y direction is negligible. And there are no pressure variations in the flow field. Flow is continuous both in space and time. Our first differential equation is continuity equation, in which we are taking a control volume within the boundary layer, which is having dimensions of dx and dy. And we derived the continuity equation by taking the mass flow at various sections. That is, this is the continuity equation for two-dimensional steady flow of an incompressible fluid. Today we are beginning with a new equation, that is force or momentum equation. Here, first of all, we need to focus over here in this figure. Here the same kind of infinitesimal control volume is taken, that is A, B, C, D, which is having dimensions of dx and dy respectively. The depth is taken as unity. So if we focus on, as this is the momentum equation, here on the face AD we are having the momentum which is entering this control volume as mx into u. Here we are only considering the x momentum, that's why we are having a velocity component as u, and mass flow rate on this phase, mass content is mx. And similarly, the momentum which is leaving this phase BC is mx into u plus del upon del x my. Here actually it has to be mx into u. Let me correct this. Here it will be x. Okay, so this will be the momentum change through this distance dx. Similarly, for the phase AB, that is over here at the bottom, the momentum will be my into u. As we are considering the momentum only in x direction, the value is, the mass is taken as mass in y direction is taken, however the velocity component is only taken in the x direction. So my into u is this, and similarly after passing through this distance dy, the change is my into u plus del upon del y my into u into dy. And here apart from this momentum or force, we are also considering the viscous effects. So as the flow is from the left to right direction, the shear stress here on face AB is in this direction, which is given by the standard formula mu into du upon dy into dx, and the shear force on face CD is given by this formula, that is mu into du upon dy plus del upon del y du upon dy into dy into dx. We will see this in detail. So let's begin. For two-dimensional infinitesimal volume, that is this, the volume is dx into dy into unit depth within the boundary layer region. The viscous forces acting along with the momentum of fluid entering and leaving the control elementary volume as shown in this figure. Now we will see the momentum change. The momentum flux in x direction is the product of mass flowing in x direction and x component u of the velocity. So we are currently discussing this portion, mx into u. A fluid mass enters the left phase at the rate of rho into u into dy, producing x momentum influx. Because if you recall, our standard formula for mass is equal to rho a v. In our case, for this phase, that is phase AD, rho is as it is. For area, it is dy into 1. and instead of velocity we are having u into u. So finally we are getting rho u dy. So here we are getting mass as rho u into dy for the phase AD. And the total momentum is given by mx into u, which is rho u dy into u is equal to rho u square dy. The momentum efflux, that is on the right phase now, that is now we are going to focus on this. Is given by this formula, that is mx into u, that is the momentum which was already there on AD phase plus the change in momentum which is given by del upon del x mx into u into dx. So finally we are getting this formula, that is rho u square dy is as it is already written over here, and here once we differentiate this we will be getting this. That is quite straightforward based on our standard differentiation formulas. Since we are concerned only with momentum in x direction, the momentum of fluid moving in y direction is obtained by multiplying the mass moving in y direction, that is my, also with x component u of the velocity. Therefore momentum influx from the bottom face is given by my into u. Here we are currently discussing, if you see this figure, we are discussing about the third component, that is this. I would recommend you to draw this figure by pausing this video so that it will be easier for you to understand the next part of this derivation. So now we are discussing about this part, my into u. So here my into u is given by rho v dx into u. So finally we are getting, here you need to take care that my is equal to rho v dx. So this is rho uv dx. The momentum efflux from the top face is given by my into u plus del over del y my into u into dy. That is also similar to the previous formula. So again we can put these values, rho v dx, and here same as it is, rho v dx. So the differentiation is given by this formula here. So the thing which you need to take care over here is, in this formula there are, rho is already constant because of incompressible fluid, v is the velocity in y direction, dx is constant, that is it is a dimension, u is here velocity in x direction. So here first what we have done is we will focus on this portion. So here if you see, there are two variables u and v. So what we have done in first part, that is here, we have kept u as a constant and we have differentiated v, and in the second part we have kept v as a constant and differentiated u. So the resultant momentum change in x direction is given by momentum efflux, that is the momentum which is exiting from right and top faces, minus the momentum influx, that is the momentum which is entering from the left and bottom faces. So here if you see again in this figure, here there is an entry from two sides, that is this face and this face, and the momentum is leaving from this face and this face. Okay, so what we have done, that we have summed these two minus sum of these two. So now we have done this here, that this is the first one, that is from the top face, this is from the right face, and this is from the left and bottom face. So as you can see, we can eliminate these two and we can eliminate these two. So finally the equation is reduced up to this, and what we have done over here is this is not part here, we need to edit this. So we need to see how we have arrived up to this formula. So for that, what we have done here is rho u del u over del x dx dy plus rho u del u over del x dx dy plus rho u del v over del y dx dy plus rho v del u over del y dx dy. So what we have done, that we have only rewritten this formula over here, and we have separated this twice terms into two separate terms. So now what we are doing here is we are taking this first term and combining this with this term that is over here. So once you take these two terms, we can take common as rho and dx dy. So we will be getting u del u by del x plus v del u by del y. And for the second part, we have taken these two terms. And based on this two, we can take common rho into u into dx dy. So we are arriving up to this, and we can finally write down this. Why? Because if you recall, this portion is nothing but the case of continuity equation, which equates to 0. So this second term will vanish and we will be left only with the first term. Now the next part is the viscous forces, which we have already drawn in that previous figure. The shear stress due to fluid viscosity is proportional to the velocity gradient, and it is given by Newton's law of viscosity, which we have already studied in fluid mechanics, and it is given by tau is equal to mu into del u over del y. Where mu is dynamic viscosity of fluid. Now the shear stress at lower face Cv is given by this formula, that is our standard equation, tau is equal to mu del u over del y, and the corresponding shear force area is given by dx into 1. Now if we go back into the figure, here for the shear stress part, that is for face AB, the area is, as this dimension is dx and depth is unity, that's why it will be dx into 1. So this is see, the shear stress is mu into del u over del y, and the area is actually dx into 1. That's why the same was written over there on our current slide. That is this formula. The area is dx into 1, and finally we are getting mu into del u over del y into dx. Now the shear stress due to viscosity at upper face of the Cv is given by tau into delta over del y into dy, and the corresponding shearing area is constant, that is dx into 1 only. So here, if we need to calculate this portion, that is this, into area is this, so instead of tau we are putting mu into del u over del y plus del over del y into mu del u over del y into dy into dx. So here finally we are getting mu del u over del y plus mu into del 2u over del y square into dy into dx. So this is quite straightforward, That is, the differentiation of this is this. Now the main stream flows only in x direction. So we are neglecting the shearing force in y direction. Therefore, the net viscous force in the direction of the motion is given by this formula. That is, this minus this based upon the direction, because at the bottom face it is in negative x direction and at the top face it is in positive x direction. So ultimately we are getting this, because this term will get cancelled out with this term. For fixed control volume and steady flow, the Newton's second law of motion stipulates that resultant applied x forces equals to the net rate of x momentum transfer out of the control volume. So the meaning is this, that sigma fx is equal to x momentum efflux minus x momentum influx. So therefore, in the absence of any pressure or gravitational forces, we can write down this. Okay, because if you see, the left hand side is viscous forces and right hand side is the resultant x momentum. And by eliminating dx and dy, we will be getting this simplified form, and we can substitute mu by rho with nu, that is kinematic viscosity. Then we obtain nu into del 2u upon del y square is equal to u into del u by del x plus v into del u by del y. So this formula this will be the force or momentum equation of boundary layer with constant properties. Now we will be discussing about functional relationship for boundary layer thickness. With stipulations of constant fluid properties and zero pressure gradient, the governing equations of motion for boundary layer region are: first, this is our continuity equation, that is del u over del x plus del v over del y is equal to 0, and x momentum equation is given by nu into del 2u over del y square is equal to u del u by del x plus v into del u by del y. Now, except very close to the surface plate, the velocity u within the boundary layer is of order of undisturbed free stream velocity u infinitive. So if we don't consider very close to the surface plate, then the velocity u will be almost equal to the free stream velocity u infinitive. That is, here u will be approximately equal to u infinitive. Likewise, y dimension, that is transverse distance from the plate, is of order of boundary layer thickness u approximately delta. The continuity equation now may be approximated like this. That is, if you recall, it was del u over del x plus del v over del y equals to 0. So here we are getting simplified version is u infinitive upon x plus v over delta, the same thing which is written over there, is equal to 0. This gives v as approximately a u infinitive delta over x. Now inserting the estimates of u, v and y in the x momentum, we can obtain this formula, that is u infinitive into u infinitive over x plus v into u infinitive over delta is equal to v u infinitive over delta square. You can go through that formula again. That is the last equation that we discussed is based on this formula, that is over here. We are currently modifying this formula and it is written over there. You can write down this formula in your notebook and you can see this, that finally we will be getting this formula, that is the momentum equation which is modified now. So here if you see, delta will get cancelled out. So here it will be u infinitive square upon x, and here already it is u infinitive square upon x is equal to nu u infinitive upon delta. So delta square is given by this formula, that is vx upon u infinitive. This one term will get cancelled out with this power. So by making delta square as a subject in this equation, we will be getting this. So delta upon x is given by this formula. So let's focus over here. It was delta square is equal to, I am writing is equal to right now for convenience, nu into x over u infinitive. So it is delta square upon x is equal to nu upon u infinitive. So delta square upon x square is equal to mu upon u infinitive into x. So now delta upon x is equal to square root of nu into u infinitive into x, which is nothing but inverse of Reynolds number, that is 1 upon Rex, that is Reynolds number based on the x direction. So Rex is the Reynolds number based on the distance x from the leading edge of the plate. Now we are moving forward with our next theory, that is Blasius solution for laminar boundary layer flows. Now this is a bit longer theory that will continue in our next lecture also. The Blasius technique for exact solution of boundary layer lies in the conversion of following partial differential equations, that is continuity, that is del u over del x plus del v over del y equal to 0, and x momentum equation, which is nu del 2u over del y square is equal to u del u over del x plus v del u over del y. These are our standard equations. and we will convert them into a single full differential equation, and towards the end the following two parameters will be introduced. First is stretching factor. So you need to concentrate now. These are the new parameters which are entering into our chapter. First is stretching factor. Experimental evidence indicates that the velocity profile at different locations along the plate are geometrically similar. They only differ by a stretching factor in y direction. This implies that the dimensionless velocity u upon u infinitive can be expressed as at any location x as a function of dimensionless distance from the wall y upon delta. Now this portion, that the profile are geometrically similar, if you see our figure, if you see over here, the velocity profiles are like this only. So as you can see, now if you closely see, they are geometrically similar, only as we move away from the leading edge they are being stretched in proportion to the y distance, that is this transverse distance. So that was related to the stretching factor. So this u upon u infinitive, that is velocity variation, is now a function of y upon delta. Invoking the order of magnitude relationship, we can write down this. This was already derived in our previous theory, that is functional relationship for boundary layer thickness. So we can get this formula, that is u upon u infinitive as function of this. So previously it was like this, that u upon u infinitive was actually a function of y upon delta. So here if we see phi, this equation is based on our previous slide, y upon square root of nu into x into square root of u infinitive into x. So here if we simplify this, we will be getting phi y into square root of u infinitive divided by nu into x. So what we have done over here is we have put instead of this y into square root of u infinity upon nu x, we have put eta, sorry, here we have put g into eta. So this is u upon u infinity so the same thing is over here. So let me erase this. So now the next definition is stream function, which we have already studied in fluid mechanics chapter. The continuous stream function psi is a mathematical postulation such that partial differentiation of psi with respect to x gives velocity in y direction, which is generally taken as negative. So partial differentiation with respect to x, that is del psi over del x, gives velocity in y direction with negative sign, and its partial differentiation with respect to y, that is del psi over del y, gives it in u. So the same thing is written over here also based on the definition of stream function. If x is kept constant, so let us focus on this part now. So if we integrate this, then psi is equal to integration u into dy plus c of x, that is constant, so continuing from our previous slide, so here u upon u infinity is given by function of eta, and combining these equations you can get this, that is u into, so what we have done here, see carefully, here we have done simple thing, that is u is equal to u infinity into g of eta. So what we have done, we have simply multiplied with dy on the both sides, that's the same thing over here. so nothing new is there. So what we have done here is, instead of this dy, we have just modified this thing, that is dy over d eta and d eta. So nothing new in this, very simple thing. And the value of eta is given by this formula that we have already proved in our previous slide. So this is already done, and dy upon d eta is given by this formula, that is simplification of this. Dy upon d eta is given by simple this formula. Now the value of psi, which was already written in our previous slide, so now instead of this u into dy, we can write down this. Okay, so now finally u infinity into integration g of eta square root of v nu upon nu into x over u infinity into d eta plus c of x. So we have simply used this formula, that is this was the thing which we derived, and instead of this we have put here this. So finally, taking constants out, we can get this, that is integration g of eta d eta plus cx, and this constant term is outside. So instead of this g of eta dn integration plus cx, we have put fn, which is the separate thing now. So what we have done here, that we have kept this square root as it is, and instead of this we have simply put f of eta. Okay, so here the constant of integration has been dropped on the dimensional grounds, and now psi, that is our stream function, and square root of u infinity nu into x has the same units, that is meter square per second. We will see this. That here u infinity nu into x. So now we will write down units, that is over here it is meter per second into meter square per second, that is the formula for kinematic viscosity into meter. So finally what we will get here is square root of m raised to 4 divided by second square. So finally we are getting meter square per second, that is written over here. So this is the value of stream function. And the next portion of this theory is purely a mathematical process, so we are going to do it on our virtual board. So let's begin. So we will begin with the value of u, which is equal to, based on the definition of stream function, it has to be del psi over del y. Okay, now here we can slightly modify this, that del psi over del eta into del eta over del y, where eta is our stretching factor. And now here del over del eta into square root of u infinitive mu into x into f of eta into del upon del y into, instead of eta we have already obtained the formulas, which is y into square root of u infinitive divided by mu x. As you can see, all these formulas are already derived. Here this is the equation of stream function which is derived, and it is written over here, and the previous equation eta which was derived over here, and the same thing is written over here. So these things are straightforward. Now further continuing this, we will be getting this as square root of u infinitive mu into x into d f of eta over d eta into, once we differentiate this with respect to y, that is we are now discussing about the last term, here we will be getting square root of u infinitive over mu into x. So the simplification will provide us u infinitive into d f eta over d eta. So that is the value of u. Now we will do the same process for the velocity in y direction, that is v. V can be written as minus del psi over del x. So now we can further simplify this with minus del over del x into square root of u infinitive nu into x into f of eta. So now here we need to be careful here that in this bracket x is dependent on x as well as function of eta is also dependent on x. So we cannot do a simple derivation. Here we need to take the constants out, that is u infinitive into nu into del over del x into square root of f of eta. So here we can keep square root of x as it is and del f of eta over del x plus f of eta upon 2 square root of x and further writing down this minus u infinitive into nu into so here minus square root of u infinitive into nu into square root of x into del f over del eta into del over del x into, instead of eta we can write down y into square root of u infinitive divided by nu into x plus f of eta upon 2 square root of x. So here what we will do is we will stop over here in today's lecture and we will exactly continue from this step in our next lecture. So first of all, let me copy this in our slide. and we will continue from this step in our next lecture. Thank you for watching this video.